Hi, it's Steve. Welcome back to the channel. And it's time for another story time. I really like these old classic stories because they have so many messages. Sometimes sometimes I would like them to be a little bit, what do you say? I guess I'm the kind of person that likes things to be a little bit more direct and simple. But, these stories add a lot of other things in, and it makes it more interesting, I suppose, for the listener. So, without me talking too much, let's get busy. Today is the story of the Three Little Pigs. I think everybody knows that. Some people might alternately call this the Big Bad Wolf, but I'm going to go with Three Little Pigs. And let's get started. So once upon a time, there was an old sow with three little pigs. For those that don't know, a sow is a mother pig, another name for mother pig. And as she had not enough to keep her kids, she sent them out to seek their fortune in the world. All three pigs decided to build a house and set off to the brickworks to buy some bricks. But soon the three little pigs came across a man carrying a bundle of straw. The first little pig said to himself, "Now I won't need to walk so far to the brickworks. I'd much rather do less work and spend the rest of my day relaxing." So the first little pig said to the man carrying the straw, "Please, Mr. Man, give me the straw to build me a house." The man did, and the little pig quickly built a house with it right there where he stood, and then settled down and prepared to have a sleep for the rest of the afternoon. Presently came along a wolf, not a wolf, uh, and knocked at the door and said, little pig, let me come in." To which the pig answered, "No, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." The wolf replied, "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." So the wolf did just that. He huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. Alas, because the house had not been made very well, it fell down, and the wolf was able to eat the little pig up in an instant. Well, I feel bad for the little pig, but, such are things. Meanwhile, the second and third little pig were still on their way to the brickworks when they passed a man with a bundle of sticks. The second little pig said to himself, "Now, I won't need to walk so far to the brickworks if I use these sticks, and they look stronger than straw, so I think I'll ask them for the sticks. I think they'll do the job, but anyway, I'm tired now, and I'd much rather do less work and spend the rest of the day relaxing." So the little pig said to the man carrying the sticks, "Please, Mr. Man, give me those sticks to build me a house." The man did, and the little pig quickly built a house with it right there where they stood, and then settled in to prepare for a sleep for the rest of the afternoon. Along came the wolf, and he said, little pig, let me come in." "No, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," said the little pig. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." So the wolf huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, and at last he blew down the house and ate up the second little pig. Poor little pig. Finally, the third little pig reached the brickworks, where he met a man with a load of bricks. And he said, "Please, Mr. Man, give me those bricks to build a house with." The man kindly gave him the bricks, and he built his house with them, just a little ways away from where he met the man, and took his time and built the house really strong. So the wolf came, as he did with the other little pigs, and said, little pig, let me come in." And of course the little pig replied, "No, no, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." Then the wolf replied, "Then I will huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." Well, he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he huffed, and finally he realized that he was not going to be able to blow the house down. He said, "Little pig, I know where there is a nice field of turnips." "Where?" said the little pig. "Oh, in Mr. Smith's home garden. And if you will be ready tomorrow morning, I will call on you and we will go together and get some for dinner." "Very well," said the little pig. "I will be ready. What time do you want to meet me to go?" "Oh, let's say 6 o'clock," said the wolf. Well, the little pig got up at 5 o'clock and got the turnips and was home again before 6. When the wolf came, he said, "Little pig, are you ready?" Little pig replied, "Ready? said the little pig. "I have been and come back and got a nice pot full for dinner." The wolf felt very angry about this, but he thought he would be up to the he thought he would be up to the little pig somehow or other. So he said, "Little pig, I know where there is a nice apple tree." "Where?" said the pig. "Down at Merry Garden," replied the wolf. "And if you will not deceive me, I will come for you at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and we will go together to get some apples." Oh, time out here for a minute. There we go. Well, the little pig woke at 4 the next morning and bustled up and went off for the apples, hoping to get back before the wolf came. But he had farther to go and had to climb the tree, so that just as he was coming down from the tree, he saw the wolf coming, which, as you may suppose, frightened him very much. When the wolf came up, he said, "Little pig, what are you doing here before me?" "Are they nice apples?" "Yes, very nice apples," said the little pig. "I will throw one down to you." And he threw it so far that while the wolf was gone to pick it up, the little pig jumped down and ran home. The next day the wolf came again and said to the little pig, "Little pig, there's a fair in town this afternoon. Will you go?" "Oh, yes," said the little pig, "I will go. What time shall you be ready?" The wolf replied, "I'll be ready at 3. So the little pig went off before time as usual, and to get there early and go to the fair and get back before the wolf showed up. And while the little pig was there at the fair, he bought a butter churn, and was on his way home with it when he saw the wolf coming. He was kind of stuck. There was nowhere to hide. So he decided to get inside the butter churn to hide. And then when he did it, it turned around and it began to roll down the hill with the little pig inside, which frightened the wolf so much he ran home without going to the fair. He went to the little pig's house and told him how frightened he had been by the great round thing which came down the hill past him very fast. The little pig said, "Ha! I frightened you, did I? I had been to the fair and bought a butter churn, and when I saw you, I got into it and rolled down the hill." Then the wolf was very angry indeed and declared he would eat up the little pig and that he would get down the chimney after him. When the little pig saw what was about to go on, he hung a pot full of water and made a blazing fire. And just as the wolf came down the chimney, he took the lid off the pot, and the wolf fell in the pot. At which point, the little pig put the cover back on the pot, boiled up the wolf, and had him for dinner, and lived happily ever after. So that's the story of the three little pigs. There's a lot of versions of this, and I see it says on where I'm reading it from that the origin of the story is pretty much unknown. And I think that, there's always these lessons that we learn from these stories. And I think a lot of them are valuable lessons. They're pretty, they're a little bit, they can be a little complicated sometimes, but I think this one shows the value of if you're going to go and build a house or do anything, try to do it well so that it serves you well. In this case, the first two little pigs' houses were not extremely or very strongly built. So when the wolf came, they didn't have any protection from the wolf. The third pig went farther, had to go farther and get better material, but when he built his house, the wolf was unable to knock it down. So that's part of the story. Another part of the story would be that, the wolf, wolf is a wolf, okay? So the wolf has to eat, and, unfortunately, in this case, he ate the two little pigs. But, that's part of the nature of things. Every creature has to eat and get nourishment. And, sometimes nature can seem to be cruel, but it is the way of things. So I guess we have to accept that. And the story ends with the butter churn thing scaring the wolf. And so the third little pig lived happily ever after. That's good. At least one pig made it, I guess, if you want to put it that way. You guys have a nice night or a nice day, whatever the case may be, and I hope you like the story. And I like reading these stories because they bring me back to my childhood when I heard these stories read to me by my mother or my father. And I've always, it's kind of a fantasy world to picture the little pigs building the houses and all that. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again hopefully in the future. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.